On a scale of 1 to 10.
10 being the highest? 7. But like in the East Coast.
Zombie,
Has that been on your mind a lot?
Yeah, that song is just... I actually should win a Grammy for that performance that I just did.
I don't agree. But I'm wondering, do you think about that song a lot is what I'm asking.
Actually, yeah, do you?
No, I never think about that song.
Dang.
Who sings that?
Oh, that's a bad question. We should probably know the answer to that.
I don't think so.
But we're millennials, and we don't know the answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't know the answer to most like artist-based questions, especially like in that era. Because I have a feeling that was like in the 90s.
I don't know any details.
I feel like that was in the 90s, and I was born in the 90s, so I wouldn't know things.
Yeah.
I was born in the mid-1995 to be exact. So I was right in the middle of when it was happening, and I wouldn't. I don't think you really remember things. I don't remember most things as a kid, let alone specific
Logan
things.
remembers nothing of his childhood. Yeah. He doesn't remember much of last month.
Correct.
Last year. Yeah. Just no memories of anything. I
need to start taking something, brain supplement-wise, because my memory has just...
Absolutely.
disappeared, I guess. I mean, like, I will, if I'm talking and somebody starts talking, it's a rude, by the way, because I'm, right in the middle of my thing. And they start talking, there's a 50-50 chance that I forget what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I hate that because it's like, that's not a good way to live. And I'm not very old right now. Yet to think that at this point in my life I could be there already scares me about the future.
Do you want to go ahead and tell everyone about what I said to the old people at Homestead Hollow?
So welcome to the episode, by the way.
Yeah,
episode
welcome.
11. I didn't know last time because I had not checked. I did check this time. Episode 11. Welcome. We're already in it.
Yeah.
We're at an event this weekend. It's called Homestead Hollow. We did very good. It was an awesome weekend. It was really cool because we're getting into the trailer and everything as far as like ironing out all the wrinkles, and I thought it went well because we were just slam packed the entire time, and we were nestled between two of the strangest. I don't want to say businesses. It is a business, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We were in between. On one side of us was a bungee trampoline apparatus for children.
Which, of course, when you would pass by those at the mall, the bungee jump on the trampoline things, you would want to do those so bad.
Yeah.
So I understand why it's a business, because as a kid, I was like,
somebody has to own those.
Nothing could be better in my life than riding on this bungee cord thing.
They don't just pop up. You know what I mean? Somebody has to own them. So for it to be a business, that kind of tracks. I kind of understand that. On the other side of us was a coalition, we'll say, of probably about 5 or 6 older gentlemen, as we talked about in the last episode. They were not old men. They were older gentlemen. And their business was they were selling bags, Ziploc bags, of cornmeal and...
corn
grits.
Corn grits.
Just grits.
Just grits.
And,
sure, that's a business.
I definitely don't assume that it's a business that they do. I think that it's probably, they're in the age where they can just do whatever they want. Maybe they own a cornfield.
Yeah.
And it's the byproduct.
It's just such a very specific thing. Cornmeal and grits, that's all we sell on these white plastic tables. Nothing has a label. We don't have a brand.
Yeah.
We're just selling
having a
our
business
cornmeal
with no
and
brand,
grits.
I think that is a Southern only thing.
Yeah. Selling it in Ziploc bags too.
Just the amount of people, and I've seen some really legit ones in the last couple of weeks, honestly. But the amount of trailers that are just parked in a parking lot, and there's just a guy selling boiled peanuts.
Yes,
and it's literally a sign that just says boiled peanuts $3. And I'm like, that's can there be a less intense job because it's like he's not thinking about social media, he's not thinking about marketing, he's not thinking about anything other than I hope these peanuts boil the right way. I hope when I'm boiling these peanuts they turn out good, and they always do because they're boiled peanuts. Anyway, so there was a coalition of gentlemen of this caliber, and we were nestled between them, and they sold grits and Ziploc bags of grits and cornmeal. And so it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. On Saturday, Shelby purchased a Ziploc bag of grits.
I did.
From this coalition.
I was very excited about it. It was $8. I'm like, they are making their dollar, I'll tell you.
Get that money off some grits. And we typically, it was kind of like not on brand for us, but like they also, sorry to go back, they gave Shelby a free bag of cornmeal with her purchase.
They were so nice. They like told me the recipe
Yeah.
and like how to make it, what I could use it for. They were so nice.
You use cornmeal for cornbread. If you don't know that, it's you know.
You can also just like eat it with a spoon.
You can just eat it with a spoon. Yeah, I wouldn't.
So good.
I don't know if I would do that. I think it's just ground up corn.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they gave for this free bag of cornmeal, and we made what we don't typically do is make something like that immediately. But like the event ended at 4, so we were able to get home at like a decent time, and we made. Let me back up. Shelby made dinner for us that included this cornmeal that she turned into cornbread, and it was incredible. The meal from top to bottom was just like a southern masterpiece, and it was incredible.
We didn't know why it was tasting so good, but it was
cornbread
and also sausage that we had gotten from Homestead Hollow. That was a pineapple pepper jack sausage and black-eyed peas, slaw, and green beans. It was just hitting on all levels.
Every flavor complemented the other one that was right next to it.
And anyway, to the point of the story.
Yes. So that's just a preface. So we were, our relationship with these older gentlemen was great. We had a great thing going. Sunday morning rolls around. It's the last day of the event. And like I said, we did very well. We sold a lot of coffee, which meant that our line was always pretty long. And the older gentlemen had noticed that we had a long line a lot. And so when we're walking up to our trailer to kind of get the morning started, one of them looks over and says, "Here they come. Everybody look out. The line is about to get really long." Or something around that nature.
Insinuating that we're about to have a long line at our trailer because our trailer had been so popular throughout the weekend. It was crazy.
It was very nice of him to say, to
very
acknowledge
nice.
That we were doing very well business-wise. To the group of older gentlemen, I'm not sure if she wanted to single any of them out, but
no, it was to the whole group.
So Shelby proceeds to look at this group of gentlemen and says, "You guys are in the wrong line of business, huh?" And I was like,
I said, "You guys are in the wrong business, huh?" And I don't know why I said that. It was literally so mean, and I don't know why I said that.
I heard it and thought to myself, what has happened to my wife? That was the most mean thing. Like,
in my head, it was like funny, and it was like a joke, and instead I just insult their entire
business model.
Yeah.
They didn't have a name or like anything like that, and you ripped them for it.
He said, "You're about to start a long line." And I said, "You're in the wrong line of business, huh?"
And I couldn't believe that she said it.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I didn't know. I was like, I don't know the whole story, so like maybe she, like one of them, like skipped the line and used the bathroom before you or something. So there was like
like I had beef with these old guys.
With the older gentlemen. And so I was like, I'm not going to jump to conclusions. And then we ended up forgetting about it and talking about it over dinner. And I was like, oh, my gosh.
And it's not that I just said, "You guys are in the wrong line of business." I said, "Huh," at the end. "You guys are in the wrong line of business, huh?"
Yeah, bullied these old men.
Yeah.
And then ended up asking for their help later. She needed some tape.
I needed some tape, and they had duct tape, and I got the tape from them. And I think they only gave it to me because
they were afraid of you.
Very scared of me.
They were.
I established my dominance.
Yeah.
They totally bowed down to it, and
I probably would have as well. Like I don't think when I see you, I don't think she's probably gonna throw some like left-handed, like sucker punch
I thought it.
Yeah.
And then I said it.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no. But they had nothing to say back. One of them even
they
goes,
were stumped.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him yesterday. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then he ended up coming and buying a coffee from us.
Yeah, I felt so terrible. I should have gave him that coffee for free, and I didn't. Man, I was on a roll.
Yeah, Shelby now owns their grist mill or whatever it is that they run, farm or whatever. She owns it now. It's in her name.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so we've had a great weekend. Shelby has showed some sides of herself that I never knew existed, so don't cross her from now on because there's no telling. Even if you had a great relationship
don't cross me
beforehand.
I'll just roast you.
Yeah, she'll roast you. So
I will tell you your entire life's work is worthless. That's what I pretty much told those old men.
Yeah, and I bet they went home and cried.
I hope not, but it's very possible.
Yesterday could have cried when I got home, not over anything serious, but we went and got lunch at a restaurant that I had high expectations for.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a garbage
pail of garbage food. I hate that you even brought it up.
I know. Well, I was thinking about those men crying at home, and I was like, I almost cried at home yesterday.
We have a restaurant to bash, and in bashing, we shall tell you about it's about a Birmingham restaurant.
Yeah.
And then we'll tell you our favorite Birmingham restaurants after we tell you not to go to this one specific place.
There was
no shade to the people. The people were so nice. Service,
yeah, the
so
service
good.
Was incredible.
Food,
the service was incredible, and the food just didn't pan out. And we were told about this restaurant from some friends, and we wanted to go there for their brunch time. They had all this their menu looked great for their brunch, and so we were gonna go. For brunch, but we could never get it scheduled. So we were going to Birmingham yesterday to pick up supplies for the shop. And so we decided to go there for lunch because we're there in the lunch area time, lunchtime zone, if you will. And their menu looks great. It's full of things that you would think, all of the ingredients of that seem great. You know, they had a lot of pimento cheese on the menu. Yeah, which is a up and coming thing.
Everything really did sound great.
Yeah, the combinations of the ingredients all sounded perfect. I ended up getting a crispy chicken sandwich that had griddled, not even just what they had.
It said griddled.
Yeah,
it
not
wasn't
even
griddled.
What they had, but just the wording that they used in their menu description was. I was like, wow, they care about this kind of stuff.
But when I think of griddled pimento cheese, I think of something that has a sear on it. It was literally just runny. So anyway, continue.
I think that's what made that's why that was an indicator that it was griddled, was that it was melting. Pimento cheese doesn't melt unless it's hot.
Griddled, I mean
put on a griddle.
Yeah, and it should have marks on it.
Heat it up. You gotta heat cheese up a lot to burn it.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Don't say griddled.
It was griddled, just not for long enough to meet Shelby's expectation.
It best look like a pancake if you're gonna say that something is griddled.
Right, especially pimento cheese. Your pimento cheese needs to look like a pancake.
Anyway,
so it had pimento cheese on it and jalapeno bacon and something else, some type of sauce, and it just sounded good. All of the components sounded great, and you had a grilled chicken sandwich.
Which I never usually get, but they the way they freaking worded it, and it was grilled chicken and pimento cheese, Alabama white barbecue sauce, and Wickles.
Which I don't know,
pickles.
I think it's just I thought Wickles was just a brand, but are they just sweet pickles?
I don't know. Wickles could be a brand. Yeah. I don't know. The pickles were really good.
Yeah. So we got it, and it just tasted like nothing. None of the ingredients punched through enough to even tell what was on the sandwich.
Both of our sandwiches tasted like nothing. It was so strange.
It's
we don't have COVID.
It was just because we ate.
I was gonna say we tested ourselves, but that would be a lie. We don't have COVID.
We tested ourselves with other food. We had ate other food by the end of the day.
Yeah,
and it's all had its taste, but just these sandwiches were terrible. And we got an appetizer, and it was 2 Kaneka sausage egg rolls that had cheese and collard greens in them. It it wasn't your run-of-the-mill food establishment. They had some things that were a little out of the regular comfort zone, and typically that is a good sign. Like that, you're experimenting with Wickles or like pimento cheese, because like the run-of-the-mill restaurant is you go in and they've got some type of classic burger, they have a barbecue burger, they've got buffalo chicken, and, they've got the normal thing. So this place was trying to explore, but for some reason, it just all blended together. And the fry on your
sandwich looked like it was the fried chicken was something that came from like Sam's Club or something.
Well, it wasn't a whole chicken breast either. It was 3 chicken tenders, which I feel like you can really only get away with if you're Zaxby's.
Dumb. Yeah. Chicken fingers. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really. And they could just be out, and maybe it was just a bad day.
No, that was what was on their menu.
Maybe.
But anyway, reveal the name. Soho Social. Just go at your own risk.
Soho Social. So we're not gonna say anything else.
Yeah, we're not gonna say anything else.
The food wasn't what I thought it would be. I was extremely disappointed, and I cried when I got home, and that's why we started talking about that story.
So if you want some good Birmingham recommendations,
we do have some of those.
Yeah, and I made a wonder log for Birmingham, so if you want the link, just message us and we'll send it to you. But there's actually incredible pizza in Birmingham. Yeah. It is awesome.
I was surprised the first time that I found somewhere in Birmingham that had like pizza that rivaled anything that I had, in New York or Chicago, or
thin pizza.
Yeah, thin crust, just like really, really good. So pizza. Good. The very first place that we went was Slice. I think
it is so good.
They started initially in Homewood. No, I'm sorry. They started initially in, what is the area called? Avondale.
I know nothing of their backstory.
I think it's around Avondale. But now they have a couple of locations, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah.
One in Vestavia Hills. But we had Slice for their very first time. Their pizza was fantastic. And then we got, the first time we ever went, we got some wings that they do that apparently they won some type of Birmingham award for. And they were not sauced or anything like that. They were wood fire, like roasted or grilled or whatever. And then they like marinated them in some like lemon juice and some other stuff. It was like bare minimum, but the flavor was just like nuts.
It's crazy. They're like so tender and juicy.
Yeah, juicy. They fell off the bone.
They were so good.
And when I ate them, I was like,
But then back to pizza, the best pizza that they have is definitely the Hot Mama.
Yeah.
A lot of them are really, really good, but this one has like a lot of like really good meats on it, and I'm not talking like bacon and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was like salami and like a pepperoni, but
and then it has hot honey on it.
Yeah, it has
Mike's
hot honey.
And also when someone just has a good, simple, just red sauce, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but one of the best.
Yeah, that place is really good. And then also a newer place, which I think the guy who owns that came down from New York to do it, is Pizza Grace.
Yeah,
and that place, I don't know what they be doing with their crust. I ate the whole crust, the whole thing.
Yeah, she ate the crust, and all the other stuff that was on top of the crust was left there. She literally
I only ate the crust. Yeah, exactly.
But no, Pizza Grace has some really kind of out there pizzas as far as ingredients. It's not, I mean, you're going to find your typical like margarita pizza, and I'm sure you can get like a pepperoni pizza, but they have these like awesome specialty pizzas that your dad actually thought it was, he said it was the best pizza he had ever had, and that's a pretty.
I took him for his birthday.
Yeah, that's a pretty high praise coming from him. Like,
oh yeah,
because he's like.
He has a good palate.
He has a good palate. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like he knows what he's talking about food wise.
Another good restaurant is El Barrio. Mm-hmm. It has some amazing Mexican food, and one of the best things they do is cornbread, and it's like a jalapeno cornbread, and it's in these like little like French toast stick looking guys, and so they're like crispy all around, and it comes with honey butter.
Yeah, honey butter is one of my favorite things in the entire world. And when we were prepping for the store to do the shop, we were trying different foods that we wanted to do, and we ended on kolaches, which I think we've talked about. It's sausage wrapped in a dinner roll. And the first time that we ever did it, we did honey butter on top, and it was so good. So I was telling everybody about it, and I found out that the lady that works at the post office, she doesn't like honey butter, and she actually called me crazy for putting honey buddy.
Honey buddy.
Honey buddy. She called me crazy for putting honey buddy on the kolaches. She said that was gross, and I've seen her a lot because I dropped coffee off in the mail, and I was like, maybe this is too soon to do this, but I was just gonna go out on a limb, and I looked at her and I said, no, I think you're crazy.
I don't think I could be friends with someone who doesn't like honey butter.
Honey buddy, yeah.
I don't think my mom likes it.
That's really annoying.
So we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, that's super annoying.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me see if you.
El Barrio is good.
Wings. Yo Mamas.
Oh yeah.
Yo Mamas. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that.
Yo Mamas.
Incredible. They have a buffalo honey buffalo sauce.
Apparently
buffalo
we just
honey.
really like honey. We're just like, oh my god, honey.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's just like,
honey.
yeah, I love honey. I could eat it by the spoon. I could eat it by the jar.
Oh, I actually can't do that.
No, I'm all about it.
Disgusting.
I'm all about it. They have some incredible wings though. Yo Mama.
Yo Mamas.
Sorry. Yo Mama's got some good wings. Super good. I mean, Birmingham always surprises me, and then also underwhelms me sometimes. Soho Social, Hot and Hot Fish Club.
Oh yeah. So okay, here's the thing: Hot and Hot Fish Club. There were a couple of dishes that were really good. One of them was a tamale, and it had pork in it, and it was like green, and it had like really good crema and stuff on it. That was so good. We paid $18 for it.
Yeah, it was a little steep.
And for me, because I spend money on food, it was worth it for me. Every other dish was not worth it.
No, yeah.
It was just savory, and it was good, but it was savory dishes that tasted like something my mama could make.
Yeah.
Or I could make.
Right. It was another one of those things where it's like their menu sounded incredible, but it didn't end up panning out to be all that it sounded to be, because it's like, I feel as a business owner, which is hilarious to say and be like and being serious, and I am being serious. As a business owner, for me personally, I put a lot of thought into things we do. I put a lot of, like, if I'm I want everything that I do to come out and be very good and be worth the money that you're going to spend, because you have to remember, like, people are not only like investing in you in their time and just like hanging out, but they're giving you money. And so, like, I know when I give somebody money, I want it to be worth my money. And so for them to just like spend so much time crafting the menu and like making it sound as delicious as it sounded, but then for it not to translate over into the actual food and it be so expensive.
Yeah.
I took it off the list quick. I mean, of like, you would have to probably pay for me to eat there again. I can't spend.
I would have to pay.
No, I'm saying
we have the same bank account.
I'm saying if somebody invited me, I wouldn't go unless they would.
No,
pay.
I would just order 3 tamales and be happy about it.
I also have a problem with that. You can't just have one good thing, like one fantastic.
Well, they had something called flour and egg, and it was the title of like it was a pasta.
Yeah.
That was in like a broth and like something else, and it literally tasted like
buttered noodles.
No, well, I mean, just nothing.
Yeah, it was just plain noodles.
And I know it was supposed to be simple, but it still needs to be like, it still needs to blow my mind for $18 or so. And I was eating pot roast with some weird noodles on it. I was like, bruh, I gotta get out of here.
I shouldn't have to think when I'm eating at a place that considers itself to be worth that price.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to think to myself, this would be better if I put salt on it.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's so bad.
You know what I mean? Like, if I think what would make this meal better is if there was a little bit of salt on here, bro, that's bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know.
Like, we were making better dishes at home during COVID. We was thriving in COVID.
Yeah, for sure. It was a hard year for everybody. we enjoyed the time that we got to spend together at home and kind of like making food that we had never made before. But we did, I mean, I would say objectively our year was, I feel bad saying it. We had a decent year.
We had a good year just between the two of us.
Well, yeah, personally. Like, it was not a good year for everybody, so
no.
I feel bad saying.
Yeah.
But, like, we got really serious about, like, our health and eating right and exercising, and, like, we just kind of hit our stride of, like, I don't know.
We just had more. We didn't have any time together because I was working in Birmingham every single day. We had no time together, and all of a sudden we had all of the time. All of the time.
All the time. And then we got a dog. We got Cara, and so she's been great. And I don't know that. I mean, yeah, we were thriving a little bit.
Yeah. Speaking of hard times, have you seen what's going on in? Is it Iceland?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about? The volcano eruptions?
No.
There's about to be a volcano eruption, and there's like literally breaks in the ground. It looks like a movie, and there's literally lava just like flowing places.
You're lying.
Yeah, and
you are?
No, this is serious, and there's about to be a volcanic eruption. They're like saying it'll happen at any time, and there are still, even though they evacuated the entire city, there is still like newscasters and people that are literally just like walking around the lava and all this stuff, and I'm like, why do people always be doing that?
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Like, why do people in Florida,
yeah,
when there's a hurricane, they're like, oh yeah?
No, I mean, I do the same thing when it comes to tornadoes here.
Alabama people,
we just go out on the front porch for like,
why did we go out on the front porch and watch the tornadoes?
There it is right there. It's right over there. I can see it.
When the California fires happened, we were living on base in Camp Pendleton in California, and they evacuated everyone.
Yeah.
And we remember that they evacuated everyone, and they did like a siren and everything. My parents were like, it's probably fine. Like, no worries. Like, let's just go back to bed. And I'm a kid, so I'm like, okay, bye. And then there's literally military men banging on our door.
Oh my gosh.
Yelling at us, telling us to get out of our house. So then at that point, we don't get to plan. We're just like scrounging stuff up. And at the time, we had a dog, a cat, and 2 rats that we had to put in our car with us with whatever else we could find.
Trying to get a little closer to you.
And thank you. And we ended up having to like stay in this random parking lot that was in the middle of Camp Pendleton with my rats, Jibby and Monty.
Sure, Rats, Jibby and Monty. Those
Jibby and
Monty.
Marty. My cat. My rats as a child, they were called Jibby and Monty, as in Marty, but with a British accent. He was named Monty, and you could only say it with a British accent. So
what?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
So it was Jibby and Monty.
I thought we were talking about other people you knew.
No, this is me. I did this.
This is your rats.
Yeah, and she
didn't have mice or a rabbit. She had rats.
Every time my dad left for Iraq or wherever, I would get a new animal.
That's crazy.
So we were running out of things to get because we had a bunny too.
We went with rats.
So I went with rats, and
how do you get you get those at the pet store?
Yeah, and they both died obviously because they can't live forever. But when Jibby died, I don't remember. Isn't this crazy? I remember Jibby dying. I don't remember
Monty
dying.
That is crazy.
But Jibby's death was so traumatic for me. So we thought Jibby was pregnant, but Jibby just had cancer.
Oh my gosh.
And so Jibby died, and my dad was overseas, and my mom's
crazy.
like, let's just wrap Jibby up, and we put him in a shoebox, as all dead animals go into.
Yeah.
And we went to this like field to dig a grave and bury Jibby the rat, and we couldn't dig into the ground. None of us were strong enough to get the shovel into the ground because the land was so dry.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't do anything. And my mom's next idea is, let's just throw Jibby over this fence. Like, we're at this fence. Let's throw Jibby over the fence. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And my mom literally, like, chucks Jibby. But then Jibby gets caught on a branch. And, like, the cloth that was on him, like, falls off. And my dead rat is just, like, hanging in the tree.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, Jibby, no!
That's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I've never heard that story,
You
actually.
never heard that?
I've never heard that story. Not a single time. That's the very first time I've ever heard that story. I don't know if I have to believe you.
Yeah. No, it's true.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
This whole podcast, I was trying to find a way to tell you that story.
Since episode 1?
Yeah, probably.
That's really funny. You could have told me that story outside of the podcast.
No, I'm glad I got a real reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts, dude. What the heck? I've never had anything like that happen.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I just lived a lucky life, I guess.
I guess so. You're blessed.
Blessed.
You stay blessed.
Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Dang, and I had something to say right before that, and it was really funny, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh.
And now I'm really bummed out about Jibby.
Yeah, I know. RIP Jibby. And apparently Monty, but I don't remember.
Got tossed in the trash while you weren't looking.
Yeah, for sure. Monty just disappeared, and
did he just like roll over and stop breathing?
Jibby?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch Jibby die.
Okay, well that's what you made it sound like. You said you came home and he was dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you actually know he had cancer, or were you just guessing?
That's what someone told us.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Apparently, like, all rats die of cancer.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. Yeah. Well, I mean, what else are they gonna die from? Old age?
Apparently not. Like, what could you imagine on an old rat, bro?
Yeah, Master Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
I could.
You could.
He's the immediate only person I thought about is a rat with his super long beard, like skinny beard, like wearing a robe. Teaching turtles how to fight. Dang. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay.
Sorry about Jibby.
Yeah.
I will forever be like, just randomly now, just be like, hey, I'm sorry about Jibby.
I'm sorry about Jibby.
Sorry about Jibby.
If any of you
name
see
of the episode.
me in person after this episode comes out,
Yeah.
I expect you to say I'm sorry about Jibby.
I'm sorry about Jibby.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we're going into Thanksgiving week, so we're going to do a giveaway. I'm just joking.
What? I was like, what are we giving away?
I'm just
what
joking.
is on brand for us to give away? Like,
we're going to give away a rat. I'm gonna send a rat to your house.
We're giving away a rat.
No, I don't know. I don't have an outro. I was just going into something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. R.I.P. Jibby.
R.I.P. Jibby.
Throw a prayer up for Shelby.
Yeah.
She's really gonna need it in these hard times.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we'll see you next week.
See ya.